I'm not very familiar with this Q6 anymore, but I do remember uh, that there were some very strange shenanigans with it combined with this counter piecer because, or you can get back into this sort of stuff, but it's difficult for white to fix here because if you do this, you have the quinoa, then white is baseless. Kick. Oh yeah, there's it's just that if you kick, it's a bad exchange for the outside. You get the corner. I haven't checked this with AI. Might be good for white still, but the kick of A to B is said to be bad for the outside, right? And when I say this was kind of a shenanigan sequence from earlier, it's because you would somehow set up some sort of approach first before playing this sort of thing. Then you get a oil one of the sides, get some sort of oil on the right or the bottom side. He was one of Inseong Huang's favorite Fusekis before AI, and then he changed after AI showed some counters, but I think he still has some AI versions of this. Mm. As I said many times, I'm not too much into studying Fuseki, like the setup part of the Fuseki. I still study Fuseki, but uh, setup part is difficult to pull off nowadays, I think, more and more. Um, Typically, you don't want to play this sort of thing. It loses a little bit, but not much, because it feels over concentrated. You're repinceling the stone, right? Doesn't feel great. Even if you just enter the corner, he has an extra stone now. I don't know if I would play there. No, so he has an extra stone at A. It feels like you wouldn't play at A now, right? If you could, so it feels over concentrated. You could just invade the corner, and I think it would be a good preset for you. Uh, let's see. You can attach. So here you have to be careful about the letter as well. Is it working? You can. Is so it is. Yeah, it works for black. So yeah, it was better for him to somehow fix this, but I would be tempted to do this. I think black would answer and then maybe come back. Usually it's a good exchange, but yeah, if you need to come back, we are still kind of over concentrated here. I would still say this is a good opening for black, because this mega wall here, it's not even the Yaji, it's just like this stone is just too close to your mega wall as white. So it feels frustrating and you haven't even closed the corner. So it isn't a good opening for him. Now it's even worse. And this peep is not a good idea. 99% of the time it's not a good idea because after you turn here as white, it feels good to play here. It might not be the best move, but it feels good because you're damaging a stone or breaking a Kima from C to D. And funny enough, this sort of thing, this peep can be a good move, but you have to play it in a different order or after you get a different shape. So I was checking this sort of thing with AI, and for example, if I play one first, it's a little bit worse than cutting directly. But now AI, I think, suggests people indirectly, because if you connect, then I protect, and it's as if you couldn't really damage the A stone efficiently anymore, because now if you play at B, it's an empty triangle. So that's my interpretation of why AI suggests this. But she she's 16, G15. Ah, I see. So this one. Well, the PP is bad in my opinion because you're with A, you're just disconnecting both stones, and so B is kind of a pointless move. You're just adding a damage stone to your board. So it's like I don't get what it does. Yeah, that was not a good idea. But yeah, that was my interpretation. He played this old Joseki. Uh, oh, and coming back to the bottom left Joseki, I have a feeling that if you play the Keima at A, 99% of the time you need to extend. Because if you play the Tiger's Mouth now, uh, this A stone is just too close. You would rather have it at B, uh, at C, maybe more distant, or just elsewhere on the board, because yeah, A is just so close to the current shape. Unless black has some sort of absurd strength outside, and A might be okay, but uh, right now it doesn't look very good. It's probably losing like 1 point, maybe two. But you did well in stealing the corner. Common place moves. You probably could play elsewhere. Either this or even the Hane should be okay. He still has some liberty shortage issues around those stones, so cutting here is probably difficult for him still. Um, you can maybe extend, and if he Hanes on the outside, you can probably uh, double Hane as well. His shape is like over concentrated and still not fixed totally, so this is really bad. For For this Joseki, AI suggests playing elsewhere. Again, it's Sane or some sort of extension on the top right should be better, I think, but nothing much. Mm. Mm. Here, since you have the ladder, you can cut. You can cut and connect. He doesn't have the ladder, right? And if he tries fighting like this, I can get complicated. You always have these sorts of Tetsujis. I can help you get one of the size. Uh, and you can also like try fighting like this. Because he's still pretty weak on both sides. So you can probably get many moves on one of the sides, kill him on one of the sides, or get very strong on the outside. Um, there is some danger that he can get moves like these in center, but your corner should be okay. And it's livable with the corner. And the A group is not healthy. It doesn't have a base even after getting A. I think that's doable for you. When you need to connect here, losing the corner like this is really painful. I think AI probably suggests, would probably suggest something like this. He can cut, but even if he cuts, maybe just sacrificing, you get a large right side. Still painful, but tough to fix it, I guess. Oh, and this tiger's mouth, you need to double honey on either side, no matter what. Remember that these are freestones, and he still has this one as well. In this Joseki, you kind of need to. So there's this thing, which is similar, and one of the Josekis actually is this honey. Then you connect, and tiger's mouth, and then you can either continue on the outside or tenuki. Yeah. But it's just Seki. Locally it's good, but it works well with your A stone, I guess. But when I show these sequences, the game is good for you, but I doubt it's like past 10 points. I don't remember what AI was saying. Yeah, it's difficult to get that many points from the opening, even if it goes really well for you, like it did on the left side, top left. But anyways, in that Joseki, when white extends here, white pushes, black blocks, and white can play here. I think it's like half a point to 1 point of a loss. And black needs to play the double honey, no matter what. It's like in most cases. And then white, I think, has two options. No, I think more than one option. White can play here. And the other options are maybe something like this could be a thing. Sex, I don't remember. Yeah, it is painful, but if this happens, or you can get this as well. Black needs to somehow protect, right? And then you get something like this, there's that, and you can get this honey as well. Maybe black can go down directly. I have the feeling you can cut here, but it might become complicated. If you go down, can you do this? This looks difficult for both. And there is this sort of thing. Can it work somehow? It might be too much for white. I don't know. Maybe you can do stuff like this, capture. Well, I really don't know. I don't remember, but I think you do need to like honey here. Yeah, the double honey is very good in this sort of position. With these three stones, the A stones, I feel like you're weaker, probably. So double hunting is easier even. But when you play here, he can peep, and at some point he might even be able to extend here, and then it feels super painful because it's an empty triangle. He got an extra stone here. It's a damaged stone, but at least it's an extra stone. Okay. I don't think you need to kick this. There's no need. You can either try to capture it or come from above. Uh, Although he got this extra stone, you got a wall. And this area here is very strong and quite big for you. So if you get one, uh, it's good influence for you to try to build something considerable around 8. And it's still very difficult for him to live with that stone. I don't see how. I don't think it's a good area to dive in. It's not that big. It's much smaller. So C is much smaller than D. I would rather try to invade D directly. You got the very big Yose move, but when you kick with A and he extends at B, 99% of the time, even before AI, pros would jump because the AD shape is super weak compared to the BE shape. So you're gonna get abused around it. He could try to play around here on top of you, and if he manages to get moves like these, you're still left with a cut. Um, if you need to keep on pushing, things will start to look over concentrated. And these outside moves, they have value in creating stuff around the center. If he gets another move around E, he can build territory around the center, so it doesn't feel great. And the Agi around here is always there, right? Maybe he was jumping out, expecting to have a chance at trying to evade around F. You get one extra stone around G, and then F looks very threatening. So finally you come back to jump. So in the end he lost an opportunity, right? If he jumps and you manage to come back here, then he feels like he failed because he could have like attached at least. So it's like you jump, he jumps, and then you come back. So yeah, it feels like a failure for him. Okay, finally he tries to invade that or reduce it. I think you should block, because now he should push in at least, or yeah, just jump directly. Feels threatening. If you need to capture this at some point, or you can, but it's painful to live this way, right? And at some point you can get the monkey jump. It depends on the liberties around one, but you can get the monkey jump. That one won't work. If you need to live like this, it's painful, a large reduction. His group is out, right? So it's difficult to catch him. To just around him. Maybe take the Atari first before connecting. But he could switch, right? He could play here and then connect. and then it's trouble. So maybe you need to connect. But uh, I would understand it if he left it this way. But once he peeps here, this stone here is like super damaged. It doesn't do anything. It's just a loss. And cutting at B, and cutting at B is like just no, because he is super weak with A. We have a defector on B. He has a shortage of liberties around C, a very severe one. So this just doesn't work. Now it's like you cut through his schema from A to B. So it's a massive failure for him. Earlier, if you had just blocked, let's say you block, then maybe you were afraid of something like this, but I don't feel like it's threatening. You can choose to finally do something around here or something in the center. He might be able to build something here, but the moment you get something around B, you're building your own side while reducing his. So 2 isn't very threatening. It's much more threatening to have him jumping into you. Let's see. This doesn't make much sense, I think. I don't even know if this peep makes that much sense right now. Maybe he needs to like first place something on the outside, wait for the result, and then think about the peep. I don't know. R11. You mean play this? But now it won't work, right? If you just drop down, he can't play this. Q13. Q13. This? You can't probably the variance P12 like this, but then he just does this, and it's good shape for him. It's a tricky move. I was thinking like, can you just connect? But then he drops down, and you try to disconnect him. It's first of all not gonna work, and if you try something like this, well, you can just push through. So it's tricky, but if you honey here and he comes up, what can he do? He can try to live here. Tricky. Yeah, this is kind of dangerous. So maybe this move is indeed. If you need to do this, it's really difficult. So this move is really sharp. Yes, maybe you do need to answer like this and endure the pain. Something like this. That's why having the double honey earlier, B, was key, because if you manage to get like some extra stones around C or even A, then it's much more difficult for him to do anything around D. Okay, you were doing really well. And right now, this area is not that important because there are much more urgent matters on the board. Firstly, he should play here because it strengthens him by a lot and reduces you as well. And now he should probably try to run out with V-Stone somehow, because he reduces you, and if you need to add a move around A, it's a huge failure, right? It's a dummy, you don't make any points. You could have captured his B stones, but now you might need a dummy instead. So that would be very frustrating. Yeah. Um, if you wedge and like take the A stones, it's a little bit better than a dummy because you make points, but you only make 4 points, right? So still frustrating. I don't know what the best moves are for white, but let's see. So if you play here, I get this exchange in, and if I play this and you wedge, I can just play here, right? The wedge might work, not the wedge, but like this, maybe. But even here, right? You probably need an extra stone. I don't know. Maybe this, but if you really want to save these stones, well, you can just play here, right? Like this, then just capture, or like this, then he might need to connect solidly, which is frustrating. But I think the jump is better in this situation. So yeah, I would have jumped. Dying there is big, and forcing you into a dummy is very nice. And this move, like, it doesn't make any sense because it doesn't connect to A. Once he gets B, he kind of needs to come back to protect C. Um, and his group around D, he has E in place, so it's very difficult to kill it. He can always play at F. There's I space around G. He can kind of run out towards H, so adding a move at C only to get damaged back doesn't look very good. And you need to honey no matter what, because you want to counterattack the A stone while leaning on another stone. But if you come from here, at the very least, black has the option of mitigating the damage. If you capture like this, black can just go up, I guess, and keep getting profits while reducing your profits. So it doesn't look good. Now you're trying to counterattack. Looks nice. But this is the wrong attack. If you attack from here, it's really difficult to move out because he's going to move out as well. And your stones, the A stones, they want to move out at B. But once he cuts at C, it's like your D, E stones are super fragile. So you're gonna need to come back. And when he gets an extra stone around F, suddenly your A stones get weaker. he is kind of strong with the G stones, and the H cutting point is getting more and more urgent, right? If he starts getting stones around F and I, and suddenly he can just cut at H and the stones are gone, your J stones. So you have to be very careful here. If you want to Atari, you need to Atari from here. Now he gets an empty triangle, and you have the tempo to move out. And when you get A and B, the C stones have less liberties as well. Earlier, the shape was like this, right? This has more liberties. So in this case, the fight is much more difficult for you. You're having to come back here out of nowhere to prepare for the fight. But now he can maybe finish the fight with something like this. It's already difficult for you to continue the fight. Even after you protect, somehow protects. I don't know what the best protection is. Maybe maybe something like this. I don't know. If you protect like this, it feels like, oh, I can get center back, but this Atari is still painful. Once he fixes it on this side, it doesn't feel like you can really, if you want to continue a fight. And I was wondering when I saw this game first if you could double honey here. It might be dangerous though. It's stuff like this, but it's okay. Then you can get this one. Then Atari. Then wonderful shape on the outside. It goes like this. If he cuts here, which is more expected, he does have a chance at maybe complicating things, but maybe you can get this one first actually. Then, oh, but this tiger's mouth is annoying. And like this, just a catcher. So you do need this first. This, and you jump out. It's kind of risky for him still, but I don't know. Probably this is best, but the wrong target. Maybe you could crosscut. Looks interesting. Then if he does this Atari, he kind of reverts back to a version of the other variation. Although here he can do this. So this is actually, even if you capture, your corner is getting too much damage. You can live, but I don't know. Doesn't look very convincing. This doesn't look good. Yeah, so maybe your variation, but the wrong Atari. And having to come back is painful. Maybe you could continue with a move in the center to try to capture the A stones efficiently, and this is preparation for coming out with the C stone. So it's difficult for him still to move out with the A stones. He might not have the time ever to do it. And if he needs to reinforce around D, and finally you get some sort of move around on the center, or maybe you finally honey at F. Yeah. But Let's see. Oh, this. Maybe Atari here once. It's a good exchange, I think. Yeah, it's a good exchange. And you could come out because this liberty hasn't been taken yet, and he needs to play at B to really abuse the weaknesses around C after you play free. So should be okay. And it's an overplay for him to play like this, I think. He needs to take the ladder no matter what. And it doesn't make any sense for him not to do this because playing the Atari at A now after B is super strong is not doing much, I think. There's still a cut here though. But you look so fragile around D and E. Don't know. But he needs to play the ladder. The ladder is favorable for him and solves all the problems in the center. If he plays like this, and you cut, he captures. He could capture or play like this. But just capture, I think. And then it's still working then. There's this, so nothing, I guess. But you could capture those. But right now, those two are not that big. The center is much bigger. And whatever he plays on the top is even bigger. Like he Ataris, and then somehow extends here. Your center is gonna get much smaller. Your corner is already smaller. This looks much better. So the cut is a thing, but it's not big enough right now. And solving all the issues around A is much bigger. You did well in moving these stones out. I would probably extend. His shape looks fragile still. Connect like this. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, one is pointing at a lot of weaknesses around B, right? Another push at C and B, etc. And it's much thicker towards the center. Yeah, but this move, the A move, unless it kills, it's gonna be wasted for sure. Kosumis are almost always not a great idea, but in Go in general. Yeah. And this, like, it's the same. It's sort of the same thing as here, right? So if he pushes in, your shape is much weaker. Your AB shape is much weaker. In the game, it happens in a different order, but it's kind of the same idea. I feel. If you push, then probably needs to extend, and if you get this honey in for free, like now you kill the corner probably, and it's still not clear if he has connected or not. Like getting this stone in, I don't know which one is best, but both both A and B feel like so good. Like, you can just, yeah, this one is so solid. Yeah, this one has more forcing moves around it. So if you need to back off now, maybe it somehow lives. But both should be fine, I think. Living here is so painful. Although this Atari is, yeah. But he might never get that Atari. You might be able to do stuff like this. Then if he somehow lives, you get a corner. Even if you get a corner in Gote, it should be. For the other one, if you just break his shape like this, uh, it's very difficult for him to play like this. If you're out with this group and you have all the letters towards A, wedge, I mean B, but you can kill the whole group actually, so it'll be okay. Well, but if you wedge here, you can just play this, right? What's your plan? What's up? I think it's okay for now. If you manage to get something like this in Sente, I guess, but it's here, it's still not working, right? So the wedge is still a thing if you get some shortage of liberty issues around A, which is not unlikely actually, but it's gonna still take a while. Anyways, back to the game. Yeah, this doesn't feel right, quite frankly. This Atari also don't know if you gain anything. Maybe just go down. If he loses, he doesn't lose much anyways. So you go down, anyways, you go down somehow with the Atari or not. Finally, he connects. Okay, you play here to threaten a disconnection, but this move doesn't do anything, right? If he plays, if you play whatever, and he ends up playing this, just connect. Nothing. Uh, S17. Oh yeah. Alright, you need to come back there. The other variations would need to come back. This needs to come back at 17. Yeah. Let's see. If it simply connects, now it's difficult for you to fix both sides, right? You have the A cutting points and the B cutting points. So you're gonna have to live in the center somehow. I don't know how exactly. And you get some extra on the outside. Maybe he just captures these stones as profits. You manage to connect somehow. It's possible. Yeah, it's possible. You took a lot of damage here in the bottom in the process, but I feel like it's still a good game for black or maybe close. But here he made a huge blunder, right? Did you see this one? Well, you can solve all your issues with, maybe you can update it. I'll update it on my end. Mm. Do you see the issue here? Yeah, it's not even a letter, right? It's just a capture. Yeah, and both sides work. It happens to me as well. Much worse things happen to me. So yeah. Yeah, after you're isolated here and he gets this Panuki, um, it's difficult game. Yeah. Because you might not be able to. You're probably not gonna be able to live with it. So yeah, from now on, it's basically game over, unfortunately. But you almost had him, so that's why I said you were probably tired from this move. I think you're getting tired, and like this. Ah, this the hmm. Can he maybe play this? Extend. You don't have a ladder, so if it goes like this, don't have a ladder, so it shouldn't work. If you play like this, he could extend on either side, but I think this is a good move actually. It's difficult to handle it. Not that easy to see this connection either. But yeah, it's normal to connect here as well. And now maybe you could connect, because if you do the target's mouth, like I said, you can peek first. Already damages your shape a little bit. Then he can disconnect you like this, which is a little bit more severe, I think. Now, if you manage to live in the center, there's more damage on the outside. Well, so maybe if you connect like this, you can still play here. Maybe it's easier for you to live in the center, but again, you're gonna get damage. But the key thing, no, it was really nice. You managed to find a lot of weaknesses around here, and you punished him by dragging this stone out. But the two crucial moves to me were C and not seeing the capture in the center was the final mistake. This Ah, this is not good. Which one? Patch on top? Ah, the top right. Yeah, this one. Yeah, he needs the ladder actually, so if he doesn't have the ladder, you can cut from the inside. And in many situations, even if he has the ladder, you can compromise like this. Like this. And it's bad, but it's a compromise. Bottom, I think in the game, what did you play? Let's see. Yeah, I would play exactly where you played. Usually I would play where you played, but this can work as well. It's difficult for him to deal with the A weakness, usually, but since he can get the B forcing move, probably uh, at any point, now it's much more difficult for you to enter A, get A at the forcing move. Like in most circumstances, if you enter here and he tries to kill you, you can place a stone here and probably live. But if he gets too strong on the outside, after you play here, he can block now on this side. Try to kill both sides independently. So that's kind of the difference. Even here, there's still Aji, but it's looking different. Oh, this one. You can resist like this. Maybe you can rescue some of it, but if one dies, doesn't look like. Ah, yeah, but it could be an idea, but uh, I think you need more preparation to do this properly, because his group on the right side still has room to move out into the center, right? So it's still difficult to attack. You can attack it, but as long as he can move out, it's difficult to see your profits when compared to dying with a. Maybe you can do the reverse, like try to get forcing moves in this direction to make the invasion at A work. Uh, Given the forcing moves you have around B, maybe that's a better plan in this case. Um, but I think what you did was good, at least locally here. But you shouldn't play here first. You shouldn't play A first. You should start from around something around B. Yeah, it makes more sense to start with B, uh, especially because he has the C for C move, I guess. But even if he starts with this, he can play this move. And if you need to protect, then he can cut you. So maybe you do need this honey first. He can still cut you. Maybe you can. He still has the letter. Yeah, maybe you can Atari this way. This is the better Atari in the game, right? Maybe this is similar. Then move out like this. And now he needs to move out into the center. You're going to move out with him. And the more forcing moves he'll get around B, the easier it gets to invade at C, right? So that could be an idea. Maybe it is the better idea than the game, because starting from A or B like you did uh, gives him the opportunity uh, of playing something in the center, like we said, and triggering the A cut later. He should play this first for sure, then maybe jump. I don't know. It's complicated. It's still a good game for black, I think, but this gives him more options.